Trojan Felly, what's up, man? USCJ here. Listen, we got some breaking news. Xavier Griffin, five-star linebacker out of the state of Georgia, the number one linebacker in the country, according to 24/7 Sports. He officially decommitted from USC. Let's talk about it, why I think this happened, and why I think USC is good to go, even if this decommitment happened. Listen, let's talk about it. Xavier Griffin, let me just say salute to him, salute to his family. You guys know Xavier Griffin was on my show. Talked to him in depth. Love USC, love the coaching staff, love Eric Henderson. But here's what I think. I think it's coming down basically to a situation where he's from the state of Georgia. I think that, being close to home probably matters to him a little bit more. You remember he was on my show that he talked about that was the first time that he's been to Los Angeles. I think the first time that he's been to the West Coast. However, he was trying to get acclimated to it, used to it, and I think he still could. I think, it's never over until it's over. But I think USC, of course, when you look at what they've been doing over the past few weeks as it relates to their position group, his position group, because Xavier Griffin is one of those guys that, we talked about it. He's probably versatile the same way a guy like Sean Scott is, whether he plays the inside linebacker or whether he plays the edge spot. He's kind of light, so you kind of felt like he was going to play maybe the middle linebacker, but that frame that he has, he could pick up a lot of weight. He's 6'3", 210 pounds, not too far off from the guy that we just saw committed, Johnson, linebacker 6'2", 205. And so you got to think that he's going to probably play maybe the middle linebacker spot, but who knows? Because he does the same thing as Sean Scott, and he does the same thing as others. He comes off the edge, and then sometimes he's in the middle. Super versatile, but I think it comes down to the fact that, look, he's an out-of-town guy, maybe wanting to stay close to home. He's getting ready to take, I believe, an official visit to Georgia, if I'm not mistaken, for what I saw. So, look, man, it is what it is. I got love for Xavier Griffin. I appreciate the fact that they even came on my channel, gave me the opportunity, and I salute him and his family. And another thing, well, I'm not going to go into that, but I think that he might have changed representation. I'll just leave it at that. And so that alone we may see a situation where, he shuts it down in schools in the southern region based on the representation. We'll see what happens, but his uncle who was representing him, who absolutely loved USC rather, I don't see him with him anymore. So I think we can see what happens with that. But look, man, you guys can drop the comments. You guys can tell me what you think. But I kind of felt like this was coming based on some of that information I just shared with you as well. So look, you guys can hit me in the comments. I actually told what's his name, Brandon from Light the Torch, before this decommitment even happened. I told him, man, look, I think Xavier Griffin's going to decommit. But, of course, I didn't want to share that with anybody. I just kept it to myself. Hit me in the comments, man. You guys can tell me what you think. It's USCJ32 on Instagram, USCJ32 on Twitter. I'm out of here. Fight on, fight on, fight on.